Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping safe and doing lots of good listening at home. So many of you have emailed in work to the Year 1 email address, so thank you so much for that. It's great to see that you're still continuing your learning at home. For those of you who haven't emailed us, please do start to, because we really want to see any work you're doing. Adults, please help your children do this. I'll put the email address on the screen again here for you. If you have emailed work in, you might have seen your work in the summary of online learning video as well, which is very exciting. The more work you send in, the more likely it is that you'll be able to feature on that. So today in science we're going to be talking about comparing vertebrates and invertebrates. But before we do that, I just want to give a shout out to some people who have sent in their work. Well done to Alma, who gave me examples of animals for each of the animal groups. That's incredible work. Well done Shreyas, you did a brilliant science quiz at the beginning of last week and you got all of the questions right, which is amazing. Well done Abigail, you did the same and you also got full marks in your science quiz, which is excellent. Well done Nia and Saba, you both filled in the sentences for the animal groups and you also sorted the vertebrate and the invertebrate animals perfectly. And well done Bathanan, you did the same. You filled in the sentences and you sorted the vertebrate and invertebrate animals, and you did beautiful writing, which is very neat and on the lines, so well done. Well done to those of you who are given a shout out. It's great to see that you're continuing your science learning at home. Please do keep emailing your work in to me because I do love to see it. Okay, first of all we need to write the long date, so turn to the next clean page in your books and on the top line write the long date, which today is Tuesday the 28th of April 2020. You can pause the video while you do this. Firstly, we need to revise our two keywords of last lesson. The two keywords were vertebrates and invertebrates. So pause the video here and tell your adult what vertebrates and invertebrates are. Vertebrates are animals that have a backbone, and invertebrates are animals that do not have a backbone. Well done if you remembered that. Now, just to make sure that you remember that information, we're going to do a little quiz. So I'm going to put some pictures of some animals on the screen, and I want you to pause the video and tell your adults if those animals are vertebrates or invertebrates. These are all animals you've seen before and we've talked about before, so the answer is there in your brains, you just need to work hard to remember. Pause the video while you do that. Starfish are invertebrates. Jellyfish are invertebrates. A robin is a vertebrate. Chameleons are vertebrates. A snail is an invertebrate. And a crab is also an invertebrate. Well done if you got all of those right. So now we're just going to talk about how you can recognise an invertebrate. Last week we said that insects are invertebrates, for example butterflies. We also spoke about segmented bodies, which means animals that have different sections of their body. For example, a grasshopper. So all insects and a lot of insects with segmented bodies are invertebrates. Also, lots of invertebrates have a hard shell for protection. For example, a lobster, or like we spoke about before, a crab, that's also got a hard shell to protect them. And some invertebrates have very soft and flexible bodies, so the exact opposite to having a hard shell for protection. And an example of an invertebrate with a soft body could be an octopus or also a jellyfish like we spoke about before. So these are some things you can look out for if you're trying to classify whether an animal is a vertebrate or an invertebrate. Now we're going to talk about comparing animals. When you compare two things, you're looking for similarities and differences between the two things. And by that, what I mean is you're looking for things that are the same or things that are different. So we're going to look at an elephant and a crab. So here are your pictures. What I want you to do is use the knowledge you already have about animals and their body parts and anything we've already learned up until this point, and also anything you already know about elephants and crabs, and I want you to compare them and think about the similarities and differences. So pause the video here so you can look at the pictures and talk to your adult about the similarities and differences of these two animals. Okay, so here's my table of similarities and differences. I'm just going to go through some ideas I came up with, but you probably have a lot more. So I realised that both of these animals have legs, but the difference is that the elephant has 4 legs and the crab has 8 legs and 2 claws. They both also have protection on their body, but the elephant's protection is its thick leathery skin and also its really big tusks either side of its trunk, whereas the crab's protection is his hard shell and also his claws. Using my knowledge of what I know about these animals, I also know that they both use their legs to walk. Elephants walk forwards on their legs, quite like we do, whereas crabs walk sideways. And I also realised that they both have eyes. So well done if you got any of those things, and well done if you've had your own ideas as well. You've now practiced comparing animals. Oh, also I forgot, an elephant's a vertebrate and a crab is an invertebrate, so there's another difference between them. Timmy the Turtle's back. He needs some help with his science homework. He's got a comparison task that is just like what we did with the elephant and the crab. Can you help him? He needs to compare a human and a butterfly. So here's your pictures of the human and the butterfly, and here's an example of how you can lay it out in your books, just like we did with the table of similarities one side and differences the other side. You might want to do it a different way. If you have your own ideas, that's absolutely fine. Any way you want to lay it out in your book is fine, as long as all of the information is on the page. So have a think about what the similarities and differences are between humans and butterflies, and pause the video here so you can write your ideas down. And there's Timmy saying thank you. Well done for all of your hard work today. Thank you for helping Timmy the Turtle again. I realised that some of you probably haven't seen a crab moving before. The way I learned about it is I saw videos. So if you go onto your normal YouTube homepage and you search crabs running for cover, the very first video you see is a good example of how crabs move on their legs. So do go and look for that and watch it if you're interested. Also, please remember to email us any work you do, and just a reminder for adults to please help your children do that so we can have a look at the amazing learning you're all doing at home. And I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.